Okay, now we're going to add in a little more detail. We're going to cable support these, make like a bit of a truss as we've done before with space frame systems. So we're using steel cable between our glass glazing. We haven't put all the components in, and we'll continue to build this out, but I wanted to put these cables in next. So we're going to do that by adding a couple of points here, and then the exact same set over here, and then crisscross those with some steel cable that we'll make. So the first thing we need to do is actually get some new points over in here to connect our cable to. So I'm going to go ahead and set the plane and place a point. And it looks like there might already be a point in there, so let me go ahead and I'll just drag this up. Let's see if there's another one in there. There is. So I'll get rid of this one. And we're gonna set that to a parameter, and we're gonna have to create those parameters right now. So I'm gonna actually create two parameters. I'm gonna create cable point 1, and that's the dogs playing down there. And we'll make another one, cable point 2. And we'll go ahead and we'll assign that to cable point 1. And it won't move because there's no value to it yet. But we have this idea of, we know our beam depth. We know that our cable point 1 would be or excuse me, not our beam depth, but our offset of the point. And we've offset, in my case, I've offset this point 1'6", and that's just a value. So I'm going to make the cable point offset by 1 foot 7 inches. And then I'm going to make the other one be equal to cable point 1 plus the beam depth and we'll say minus 2 inches. And a little misspelling here. Instance parameters can't be used in type parameters formula, so we have to make probably some edits here. This needs to be an instance. All right, that seems to be happy with that. So we have our first point moved up 1'7", then we add the beam depth, and we take away 2 inches to get to the other point. We'll see how that looks. So I'm going to go in here now and add another point, set. And go ahead and grab that point and assign that to cable point 2. And there we are up at the top of the element. So we have our 2 points on that side. And now we'll go do the same thing on the other side. So we'll go ahead and we'll set that same plane. We'll drop a point in. Let me try that one more time. It didn't feel right. There we go. We'll grab that point and we'll give it the cable 1 point offset. And we'll do another one right away. And we'll give that the cable point 2 offset. And we'll do a spot check here to see if we're behaving adaptively. We're getting a little error there, a slightly off axis. I'm not sure that's going to cause a problem. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a problem. Okay, so we have those 4 points. What we really want to do is connect them now with reference lines. So I'll set a working plane here, or set a plane for this. And we'll draw 2 reference lines. And we'll check to see how they perform. That looks good. So we'll place those both down again. And now what we want to do is just create some tube with this. So I'm going to go ahead and set the reference point. Go ahead and make a circle here. Like I said, I'm making it a 1/4 inch radius so that, and I'll make that a reference line. And I'll grab that and the other one and create a form. And I'll go down and do the same thing with the other one. Oops, I wanted to make that a reference line. And create form. And we'll give a little double check. And we seem to be pretty good. And I'll back out of that. I'll save that. And we'll go ahead and load that into the project. We'll overwrite the existing version. Made a little move on that 1 inch to 2 inch thing. So let's go ahead now and actually see though if I can, just to double check on this, I'm going to grab one of these, then select all of the instances of it in the entire project. And that gives us a chance to change this to, let's say, 2, and we'll apply that, and that updated quickly. And now we can see that these cables are staying aligned with the depth of that beam. So we're one step further along in the construction. So I'll end the clip now. Next thing we'll do is we'll add a little tube through here, or some kind of attachment plate, and some beading or silicone glazing adhesive or caulking around the glass windows or the glass sheets on the next clip.